Hey guys, it's Epic World's PCG, and today I'm showing you a new pay-per-cube computer game I made called Search for the Dagger. Now this piece, basically we're making sequels to each other's games until we have a whole series about this whole Colotan conflict and stuff like that. So you play as Totan, just like how you did in the last game, Liberation of Colotan by Sketchy Penguin. And in that game you met a character named Peanut, who is now your sidekick. And all of this is wikied, but basically you took down an evil outpost that, well, you used to be a war veteran, and now you returned home and to find your whole town desolate. Nobody's there, except for the abandoned outpost, and you can explore that, and you see Harold. And Harold's kind of like orchestrating this evil plan against Colotan, and also the Archmage is there, who is your father. So that was really cool to find out that. And yeah, so that's the cover. I'm really proud of it. Also, I used some yellow paper. I've been using yellow paper for a while, but this is like one of my first games that I've shown this. I know my Cell game had, or the Cell 2, had purple paper, but decided to use yellow. So this game is super open world. It's not linear at all. You can take it at your own pace, explore whatever you want. Also, Sketchy Penguin, if you're watching this, I mean, I guess you can watch, but there's kind of be spoilers. I'm not going to be really saying how to get past the puzzles, but I will be going in depth on what happens pretty much, or like the story of the game. So that's you and Peanut right there. And Peanut has his little blaster that he got from the last game. You can basically go to any of these. You can go to that cave, that little camp, or that house. So if you go to the cave, this screen I guess is kind of cool. You see the sleeping guy from the Tiger series I created for HMD Tiger. Basically, if you make any kind of sound, this guy will just slap you away. So you definitely don't want to do that. Then there's a little scroll there, which on the back, that is what it says. So you could read that. It's basically a letter from your father, the Archmage. Then there's a save box. I don't know if that's the official title. They were created by Zach or Chris. I'm pretty sure Zach, though. He put one in his PCG last of the Zeralta. And basically you can put anything in it and it'll teleport to the next game. So super good idea by Zach for that one. Next, on page 4, you can go in that little shack I showed, and you can meet Buff. And unlike other characters, Buff actually has his own Zoo Troll too, or Woo Troll, and those were created by Sketchy Penguin. But Buff, who is kind of like your neighbor a while ago, so you kind of know him, but not really. He's got kind of a cool house. His main friend is John, right there on that little picture. And that comes from the John series I made. And he just has a bunch of weapons, and he is most famously known for his magic bowl from the PCG School of Secrets I made. And you can pull anything out of that bowl, literally anything imaginable. But you do gotta usually do a task for him, but since you know him, you can usually just talk to him and say, hey, I really need this item from there, can I pull it out? And if you convince him nicely enough, he will. Also, the two Voo Trolls will probably talk to each other, because that's the first time Peanut has met one of his family members in a while. Then if you go to that camp I showed, you will come up here. And you can see the Archmage is summoning these ghosts from these graves. He's kind of building a ghost army to help Harold, which they basically teamed up at the end of the Liberation of Colotan, or LOC. And yeah, you can try to stop that. There's also a portal there and some camp stuff. You go through the portal, you pop out here to Arx's trading post from my trading card game, Epic Underworlds. That was featured in that. And there's basically a great deal. There's a little grapple hook gun, which you'll probably want to get, so that's why it's discounted. And you basically just use Mercado coins you find throughout the game, there's one right there. There's also bombs, weights, spears. He basically sells a ton of stuff. So yeah, you can buy some stuff from him and then continue on. This next part of the PCG is a little more linear. But yeah, you enter the wastelands on the planet Totan. And you just see this, you're on a hill and you just see this vast desert, and stretching for 1,000 miles on end. And as you continue on, you will see Harold. And Harold is your arch nemesis, and he has his little minions here. But basically, you got to try to fight him. And if you see here, in the last game, your mother was killed. So, or you thought she was killed. But out of nowhere, there's this portal, and this hand is sticking out, and she's like, take this dagger, Mesotican. and kill Harold. And if you somehow get past him in time, you can, just at the right moment, stab him with the Blood Legion dagger, which is the most powerful dagger in the PC universe, and it can even kill a character like Harold. And that is where Harold will finally fall and take an end, or at least that's what you think. So, as far as now, it's canon that Hero is officially going to be killed in this PCG, unless you as the player fail to kill him, but you have save game, of course. Then, just as you thought everything was over, you're like, looks like it has only begun, because you see a bunch of Hento ships coming in to the planet Totan. And yeah, that is where the sequel will continue. Hopefully Sketchy Penguin will make it. If he never does, then of course anybody watching this video can make a sequel. But if you don't know who the Hento is, it's basically, I have a wiki article on it in the PCG wiki, but they're basically like the evil nation on the planet Gondo, and now they have started moving on to the planet Totan. And then the last page is just the inventory screen I made. But yeah, I think that has to be one of my favorite PCGs I've made in a while. This is Series C. Series C is my newest series. It only has a few games in it so far. But yeah, basically my goal for Series C is to have more lore-based games and to do them in colored pencil, or just pencil, black and white, because that's how like classic games are supposed to be made. And they take a lot less time, except for this one. This one took quite a while because I put a lot of detail into it. But yeah, that was Search for the Dagger. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you watched this far, it means a lot, and I'll see you in the next video.